Um, so I'm very much in this field right now, and we have been speaking in this afternoon with other friends about a real how to transform society because of what we are living here now in Germany. Very new situation.
No,
so has it got to do anything with it?
You're completely right. In fact, our global dialogue lab is exactly about what you are talking. What we try to do here right now, talking about the principles of emergent dialogue, is talking about the form of dialogue that is beyond or underneath how we want to approach this global dialogue. So what we are talking about here is basically, so which form of dialogue allows this global dialogue to happen? But what we tried to do today was not the global dialogue. The global dialogue has also, as you said, to talk about the real issues. Just to basically how to come together. I mean, as you see, I'm very excited about coming together and emergence and all of that. But I'm also very excited about talking about the real issues.
And our next our global dialogues happen once a month, usually on the first Friday night in Germany of every month. Next time it's happening on the second Friday with Lema Gumboy, who is the 2011 Nobel Peace Prize winner. She and two other women got the Nobel Peace Prize in 2011. So that's one part of our work. And as Thomas said, it's like, so the question we've been asking, or actually it would work the other way around. It's how do you hold unity and diversity? How do you not make diversity have to flatten out so everyone's the same and holds hands and we're all friends and there's no difference, and we pretend to not see differences that are very real and very important? And how do we then highlight difference or be able to go into difference without conflict and breaking apart? Can we hold unity underneath difference? Can we recognize that there is difference underneath unity? That's the foundation of this work. And what this work, this particular dialogue work, is about creating that kind of space. And it's part of what we try to work with in the Global Dialogue Lab. But that's an open forum, and it's much more wild than a group of people who, as James was saying before, have an intention to come together in order to learn how to work this way.
Which you also have to respect, because people who are coming on the Global Dialogue Lab, they're not necessarily coming to learn about emergent dialogue. Their interest is really more the focus of the real issue, so to say, although this is also a real issue. It's just on a different level, a real issue. And this also has to be respected. But the way we are thinking also about the need for new activism is that we also have to cultivate new forms of coming together. And this course is really very much about how we think we can cultivate this on a consciousness level that can hold diversity, also the diversity between cultures, races, classes,
gender,
so that we can come together in recognition that, and that's quite a recognition, that in spite of all these differences, we are one process. Mm-hmm. If you can call this one process humanity, if you call this process Gaia, or if you call this process cosmos, that's the different levels of the whole thing, but we are one process.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I got a second question because I'm part of a Bohmsche Dialogue group, mm-hmm. And I don't know if the others are, if it's familiar to you. And it seemed to me a little bit like that. It has differences, but I can't grasp them really right now. Could you clarify that for me, please? I think you're acquainted with it.
I think that our From what I understand, because I've done a very little bit of Bohmian dialogue, and of course read his book. It's a beautiful book on dialogue. But we have had people in our training who have great deal of experience with Bohmian dialogue. And I think that what I understand is the difference that they report back is our emphasis on the intersubjective. And this the living field consciousness that comes from a shift in identification in ourselves, and that is different from what it is that it creates something different than the process that Bohm set up.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
And also, I would say we understand our work very much also in continuation and in dialogue with the work of Bohm and Martin Buber, by the way. So that the different forms of dialogue out there, there's a lot of experience. And what we are doing is just our contribution to the field and our own learning process that definitely is building on what Bohm did, what Buber did, and what others do. There's a lot happening right now, and this is just one place where it's also happening. That's all.
And we have our particular iteration of it, furtheration of it, whatever. But, and isn't that amazing? I mean, that talk about being one process. It's like here we are, humanity, and these forms of dialogue in certain parts of the noosphere. People are talking about we spaces, these different forms of collectivity that are not like hippie communes 50 years ago, but are new ways of working together that are aiming to tap something beyond a group of individuals being together.